Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to more Factorio, not 15, mini, mega base, Railworld, all that crazy whatever title is nonsense. So let's get caught up real quick on what's happened. Most of this you'll be familiar with. I don't think anything here necessarily is brand new. But if we take a look at our map, we have made a few adjustments. Like I said at the end of the last session, or throughout the last several sessions, we have extended our rail networks out to every one of our major walls. We built stations at all of them, so this is the wall west, wall northwest, wall northeast, wall east, wall southeast, and wall southwest. So we have 6 wall segments, each of which we have a train heading out to. So we've extended main line out to every single one of them, so I am prepared to just, reach beyond the wall if I ever need to. And what I have done is we've actually built radars here so I can look at them as well. We have built radars in these as well, but we've roboported them all up. And we have set up supply trains. The supply trains come here, and it's a 111 train, and they deliver roboports, turret Mark IIs, which I'm not using yet, lasers, gates, walls, substations, repair packs, and both types of robots, and then they will also deliver ammo. So this chest is for uranium ammo when the time comes. I haven't done anything with that yet. And then there are 2 supply chests here. So what they're going to do is pick up anything that gets done up here, like any junk, and haul it back. So for example, if I were to deconstruct some trees right here, there are construction robots out here, and they'll go up there and they'll pick these up and they'll move them into these storage chests. And then these storage chests load up into a garbage collection train. So the supply train doesn't do any garbage collection. The supply train, all of its slots in its cargo wagon are reserved for these items. So nothing in these chests will ever get loaded into the supply train unless it happens to be one of the items that the supply trains carry. Then it will load in the supply train, and then it'll just use it wherever it needs it. So it's like resupplying the supply train in that sense. So if I were to, for example, deconstruct walls, they would go into these chests, and then they'd get loaded back up into the supply train if there's room, and everything would be hunky-dory. So this allows me to use this station for 2 separate trains. It allows me to use it for a supply train and also a garbage collection train. The garbage collection train just goes between every single one of the walls. So it starts here, and then it just goes in turn, one at a time, through everything, and just collects anything that's at them. And then it brings it back to our base here in this little station up here, which is our garbage collection station, and it just dumps it into active providers that dump it back into my network, if it makes it here. This is the supply station here, where they load up on all of these goods. And I put it over here because I wanted these stations to be inside of the Roboport network, the logistics network. I did not want this train station here inside of the logistics network just yet. Can I actually, will it highlight? Yeah, it will highlight it when I'm in this mode. See how this is not in the logistics network yet? I didn't want these guys in it yet. In fact, I might build them on their own logistics network in the future. I haven't decided on that yet, but the point being is I wanted these in the Loginet, and I did not want them with the other train stations. So I moved the supply station over here, and the garbage station over here. And that is what all the walls do. All the walls have that exact same setup. Then we have a little robot system here where we request logistics bots and we request construction bots. And I have a circuit network condition set up on the Roboport that reads the logistics network to see how many robots are at work in it. And if there's less than 40 of either bot, it will pull up to 40 of those bots into it. So a very small workforce on the walls. I only want 40 construction bots and 40 Logibots on each of them. The Logibots aren't even needed right now. They will be needed in the future when it comes time to put in turret Mark IIs, however. But as far as things go right now, this is all it is. We could build lasers from here. All we need to do is blueprint them and then lay them down, and then the construction bots will build them out of the chest. If not, they can supply whatever they need to these. And it's the exact same in all of these walls. And because we have radar coverage down here now, we're actually starting to scan a lot further out, and we're seeing like some good, decent supplies of resources. 7.7 million stone. Holy crap, that's like the biggest resource patch we've seen yet, and it's a stone patch of all things. I remember when stone was like the rarest thing that you had. 7.3 million copper ore. Wowzers. That's quite a bit of copper. I mean, we have 5.1 and 5.2 million there, so I mean, it's not like we were short on copper inside of the wall either. But holy craps, that's pretty good. What else have we done? You saw this. You saw this little copper patch here. I have expanded onto this copper patch using logistics mining. This is a separate logistics network up here from the main base one, and it covers this station. This copper, I was belting it into warehouses before. I'm now belting it into a provider warehouse here. Exactly like it was before, except 6 belts instead of 4. And they're not balanced, they're just 6 blue belts. I just maximum throughput. And then we are using logistics mining, or logistics chests to load up the trains. I also put a second copper train on this because I wanted more throughput. So there are 2 copper trains there. Also this new mining. So we've secured more copper resources. And the other thing that we have secured, I can't really see much of it from here, but coal. Also logistics mining, as you can see. And actually, that's not going to work very well since I haven't actually laid the roboports down around it yet, have I? No, I only have roboports up here, so it's only going to be taking from these topmost ones, I guess. I'm surprised these ones down here are still mining then, because it was a while ago that I set that up, and the chests just haven't filled yet. Anyway, we are logistics mining this patch here, and we are setting up a coal train, and the reason I wanted to get a coal train up and running, it's right here, as you're aware, is because this patch, which we can't really see much of, but it's at 652,000 remaining coal. Like, it's dwindling. This one's at 146,000, and this one isn't actually feeding my power or anything, so I don't want to get into a situation where I just don't have coal. So that's why we're doing that. I don't think this train has run more than 1 or 2 times yet. Okay, so that is the situation as we have it. We finished nuclear warheads, which is a ridiculous amount of research it required just before we started recording. And that took like hours of research. And we had our copper lines completely depleted. In fact, our copper line was so depleted that I expanded the copper smelter here to blue belt. So this is at like maximum production now. This is blue belt input, blue belt output. We have 2 saturated blue belts of copper coming out of it. And we're starting to increase our copper again. Of course, we can pull way more than 2 blue belts out of it if we need to. But I did expand that. We're now at maximum copper throughput without building more smelters, which means new smelters are going to be a big deal. Like, we're going to need new smelters very soon. So, if we need new smelters very soon, what do I need before I build my next smelting array? Well, I need modules. Badly. I need modules because for the smelter Mark IIs, I need 4 efficiency modules, 1. And for the Mark IIIs, I need 4 speed module 2s and an electric furnace 2. So they need those 4 efficiency modules. So I'm definitely going to need speed and efficiency modules. I also need speed and efficiency modules for our power armor Mark II. So that's a big deal. We definitely want to get that going on soon, unless we just go straight to power armor 3. But what's the likelihood of doing that? Nope, because that takes 20 of each module. So we're going to need at least those modules. Productivity modules are a huge deal. We need productivity modules, but I can build these arrays without them using beacons, and I can stick the modules in them afterwards. The other thing that I also need, our nuclear power station has been going great for us. I did secure a secondary uranium resource up here. As you're aware, you saw that happen. It's up 203,000. How much uranium do I have in the system? I have 93 U-235 in the system, which is pretty solid if you ask me. 93 of that means that we can start setting up some Kovrax enrichment. So, in order to do that, we are going to need a single dingle centrifuge, which is going to be under production. Where the hell are you, centrifuge? Centrifuge. Why am I blind? Why am I... No, not 50. 1. Okay, hold on. Bail! Get outside the network. Get inside the network. Reset those orders. Do not bring me 50 of these, you ass clowns. Bring me 1 centrifuge. That's all I want. And we're probably just going to drop it right here. Kovrak's enrichment process, while we're waiting for this centrifuge to arrive, right here. Here it is. Uses 40 U235 and 5 U238 to make 41 U235 and 2 U238. So we lose U238 and we gain 1 U235 off of it. It takes 50 seconds, but it takes 40 of these guys. So you can't really run more than 1 or 2 centrifuges of this at a time. So we are going to just drop that. They're going to bring me a second one now. Whatevs, it's okay, we'll be fine. So what we're going to do is drop some Requestare chests here, and actually, if we want to stay with the same model that we've always used, let's drop it there. Now, yeah, they gave me a second one. Thing is, this is going to drop its crap into a chest that I could just pull back out of. I do like cycling the materials like that, but for now, we're going to do it without cycling. For now, we're going to use passive providers. And this is going to pull in this 400 U235. Yeah, right. And 50 of this. No, we don't need 400 of that. All we need is 40. And, yeah, sure, 50 of that's fine. And we will load you in. And then we will use filtered inserters to pull out. And the filtered inserters are going to pull out the exact same materials that we're pulling out of these guys, just like that. See, it doesn't pull out of the input, it only pulls out of the output slot. They thought of that. And then we're going to start running the enrichment process. So the enrichment process takes a good amount of time. It will end up giving you more, like a sustainable supply of U235, though, in the long run. So, you know, we're going to do that. It's also going to end up consuming some of this other stuff. The U238, we are not at a position yet where we... Oh, did they get... Are they stuck here, or are they stuck at an intersection? Because I did... I too hastily built a few of our intersections. No, they're stuck in the stacker. Good. Actually, no. They are stuck in an intersection. I too hastily built a couple of our intersections here, and there should be signals right here, and it results in a couple of our trains getting clogged up. Anyway, this will help our sustainability for uranium in the long run, which we're going to need because we're going to need, you know, to keep making power. I hear that's a really big deal that you have power and shit. Like, just saying. And hopefully that requester chest will not... This is way too many radars. I can hear... God, look how many... Oh my god, I don't need that many. They're eating so much power. Oh well. They're making a lot of noise. You can hear those active pings as you run by. Where did I need to... It's a little north from here. Okay. Sorry, I had an agenda for this episode, and apparently the agenda is fixing little shit. Before we get down to business. So first part of the agenda, get the Kovrak's enrichment process up and running. Good. Hopefully that will not cause any problems with our uranium supply. It won't in the long run. In the long run, it'll actually fix any kinds of problems, but hopefully it takes care of whatever situations may arise for the time being. We're going to need some chain signals, and you are going to want a chain signal there, and you are going to want a chain signal there, and that's going to let this guy go through, and that's going to take care of this situation. There we go. I completely missed those two signals on a whole bunch of our intersections, and it leads to some issues. And yeah, you're going to want one there, and you're going to want one there as well. Technically speaking, it would be beneficial to also... I was worried that I was too close to that. It would be beneficial to also have signals like right here, technically, but in realism, there's never, because there's only the one intersection that comes through on this side, you should never have a situation where they clog up there. So we are going to build these signals. The way we had it built, there should never have been a situation where I could actually destroy this station entirely and just get rid of this. There should never have been a situation where trains collided with each other. The signals should always have prevented that, but the way it was built, the signals ended up reading the ones off of the other side of the track, and if they read the ones off the other side of the track, they could cause a train jam, basically. And that I have that set up on a number of our junctions because I just blueprinted one that was stupid, and yeah, that's why you should always look at what you're doing ahead of time and actually think about the situation. They work for the most part until they don't work. Speaking of thinking about the situation, since this is where the smelter is going to extend to, I probably shouldn't have built a nuclear power plant down here, but that's easy enough to move. We can move it down to like here when it's time to move. What's this? One little tile of copper ore, really? Okay. We can move it down a little bit when the time comes, or we can build a bigger one when the time comes. For now, though, we're okay. Yeah, we're still... We're like fully saturating the amount of power we used to have. And then we are using our nuclear power as well. I really feel that nuclear power should be the top priority when you have it generating, because you consume nuclear fuel whether you use the power or not. So if you have the nuclear power available, I feel like it should all come from the nuclear source, and then steam engines should be lower priority. Okay, so not electric net info, there we go. What do we need to do? We need to do a couple of things. We're going to need module production. In addition to module production, we are going to need stable, clean, long-term power. So that means solar panels, and that means, you know, basic tier module stuff. And there are a lot of fancy schmancy direct insertion module creations out there where they create you know, tier 1s, and then they're perfect proportion to tier 2s, and they direct insert into them, and then they direct insert into tier 3s, and it's this fancy fucking flower pattern and all kinds of crazy shit, and blah, 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 blah. But that's not what we're going to do. We're going to do more logistics bullshit just like this. Because this is our mid-tier base that we're building here, and I don't really feel the burning need to do anything more than that for the mid-tier base. You know what? Let's go into this blueprint real quick and look at this blueprint real quick, and let's just go ahead and delete, like, these radar stations. We'll keep one of them for the time being, even though I don't need even one of them, but we'll keep one of them for the time being. So let's just delete the majority of those radar stations, shall we? Yeah, there we go. That's a little bit nicer. And we're going to drop down just 2 more sets of these logistics construction sets here. And we're going to start building some modules, and we're also going to start building some solar panels and all that good stuff. Yeah, no fancy direct insertion bullshit here. Not yet. Maybe when we get to our actual, you know, end game or late game, even if not end game, but late game, turning into mega base space. But for now, no. For now, we are going with the old-fashioned nonsense. I have concrete, but I don't have hazard concrete, so I'm not going to lay down the concrete just yet. We'll get that done in the future. For now, though, I think what we're going to do is blue solar panels. Actually, it's green solar panels, right? Yeah. Green solar panels. I'm going to do 2 factories producing those, and 2 factories producing those means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these. Can I sustain that? I'm going to say no. So that would mean 10 factories making steel. Oh god, no. The electronic circuits, hell knows. And the copper, oh my god. And oh gee. Oh boy. I want to have a supply of each one of these. So this is going to be 10 chests. So 10 slots worth that are going to be in supply. There is no way. Yeah, that's fine. That's enough. There is no way that I'm going to be able to keep up on this production. But it's going to be fun, isn't it? Sure. Yeah, so you can do that, and you... I want you to produce a lot. Like a lot of these solar panels. In fact, no limit. Just keep frickin' producing. Yay! Worker robot cargo size! Make our logistics bots even more efficient. And that actually maxes out worker robot cargo size. This is not unlimited research because it doesn't make sense that it would be. Speed is unlimited research, and we are at the point on speed where we need science, space science. So we're at the unlimited portion now of speed. We can get worker robot batteries. Is there any other tech here that we really need? I guess power armor Mark 3s. Do we just go straight to Mark 3, guys? I mean, it takes 20... Yeah. Research. Let's just get the research done. Okay. So this is going to produce our solar panels. And now we're going to need some accumulators. And the problem with accumulators is I am not going to be able to afford to run like this many Mark II productions on accumulators. The thing about accumulators, though, at least it used to be, it might totally not be anymore. The thing about accumulators is, oh no, they still take 10, 25, and 25. Oh yeah, no, the thing about accumulators is, though, that the top tier one takes 25, or the higher tier one takes 25 seconds, whereas these solar panels are 1-to-1, so you need 10 factories to make one of these run. For these, it takes 25 seconds for the advanced accumulator to fire. So you actually need 2.5 of them for every 10 accumulator things that you do. So I think what we're going to do for that is I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll do an accumulator. And then I will have one do this other. Either that, or we'll just do like 6 to 2. Why the hell not? Let's just do 6 to 2 and call it a day. So we are going to make accumulators here, and we are going to make advanced accumulators here. And this is only the second tier that we're making. We're not even getting to like third tier or anything like that yet. Accumulators, please accumulator. And yeah, we want to just build a shit ton of them. And this is going to tax our batteries a lot. Although this is a lot easier to make than the solar panels are. Like, accumulators are not as much of a challenge. Although the advanced ones, these advanced ones are quite the challenge. Yeah, okay. Well, whatever. Okay, so this is power. We're going to start producing power. We're going to massively drain our resources hardcore. All those electronic circuits we have are going to evaporate. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm about to build modules too. Holy crap skis, I'm about to build modules too. That's going to be even more of them. I might just stop researching again. Let's take a quick peek at these. Yeah, so we're at 29,000. So we did end up depleting because, you know, we took the initial stock, but we're still, you know, reasonably supplied. Right now, we have good throughput coming through. We're probably depleting copper again. Yeah, we're down to 35,000 copper, so it's not increasing. Or maybe it is still. These are producing at full speed, so there's no bottleneck happening on them. They're getting all the copper they need for now. They're getting all the iron that they need, so they are producing just under 2 full red belts of circuits coming through. We're not using any more red circuits because of the solar panel builds. Even the advanced one doesn't use red, does it? No, it doesn't. Not until you get to the elite solar panel. And the accumulator as well doesn't use red circuits. So we're not using any more red circuits or blue circuits as a result of that. So all we're really taxing harder here is the greens, and it looks like we're actually gaining supply again now that it's sort of filled out those chests. So I think we're okay. This is what? Shield Mark III? Yeah, it is. And then Power Armor Mark IV, which requires what? It requires a Mark III suit. Okay, so we have to build a Mark III one way or the other. So let's just go for that. We'll work our way towards Mark III. I think what we're going to do right now is stop researching for a bit then. As much as I would like mining productivity, we're just going to stop researching for a bit, sort of conserve ourselves some circuits so that we can start producing modules, because what I really need here in order to like beef up my input system here is like the smeltery, and in effect, you know, and to fuel the smeltery to beef up the train stations coming in and supply them with even more raw materials, is modules. That's sort of the next thing, right? So in order to achieve that, let's just go ahead and make some magic happen, shall we? Hey, 29 advanced solar panels. I would like to point out that 29 advanced solar panels is 290 of the regular kind. That's a lot. It's 10 times. Only 2 of these advanced accumulators, though. They're both running. Cool. Okay, so module production. What we need is speed and efficiency Mark 3s. So speed, 15 seconds for those. It takes 30 seconds for speed module 2. It takes 4 speed module 1s for speed module 2, and it takes 30 seconds. So speed modules produce in 15 seconds. That means one factory creates 2 speed modules in the amount of time that this factory goes through its chooch. So you need 2 factories making speed modules for every 1 factory making speed module 2s. I also have some more speed modules being made below for science and other purposes like assembly machines and anything else that needs speed modules. Speed module 3s produce at 60 seconds, which is again double speed module 2s. And they need 5 speed module 2s in 60 seconds, whereas this produces 1 in 30 seconds, so 2 of these plants would produce 4 in 60 seconds, 3 of these plants would produce, you know, enough that we would be building more than enough speed module 3s to run 1 factory off of. So if that's the case, if we want 3 speed module 2 factories in order to produce everything that we need here, and they changed that ratio for everything, right? Yeah, that ratio used to be different on the top tier ones of, I think it was it productivity modules or was it speed module was different? Maybe it was speed was different, where it was 5, and it was 4 on the other ones, I'm pretty sure. So it was nice and efficient, but now the top tier is 5 on all of them, so it throws a monkey wrench in. So if we need 3 of these, that means I want 6 of the basic module factories, and then I want 3 of these, and then we're going to do 1 speed module 3, and that's going to go next to it. So to that end, let's just start producing up here, and this is going to look something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to go speed module 2s. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll put a speed module. Actually, that should probably be an efficiency module too, shouldn't it? Well, you know what? No, it doesn't really need to be because the speed module 3 uses the same supplies as the speed module 2 does as well. So we'll make that the speed module 3. No reason to mess all that stuff up. And I'm thinking what we're going to do here is actually put it into its own chest. Because I think I do want to have these in their own chest, instead of using an inserter trick to make it work. So we are going to put these guys into their own chest, just like that. And that means you're not going to output into this chest. Okay, and then we're going to do the exact same thing for the efficiency modules. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 6. We're going to do efficiency module 2s. Just like that, and then this will be efficiency module 3s. We'll get rid of this, and we'll drop down another passive provider right there, and load in on that. And then we've got, what, 1, 2, 3. Wow, we've got enough room for our productivities as well. I don't think I want to start making productivity yet, because it's just going to use too many circuits for this point in the game. Hey, produce 1 million electronic circuits. We're starting to get there, guys. We're starting to get there. We are going to limit these by stack size. We're not going to use inserter conditions to limit these. And then you're going to limit that by stack size. You're going to limit that by stack size. And this should technically limit by stack size as well, but I do want a lot of these modules. So we are going to limit it to like this much of a chest instead of a single stack. And then we're going to want to limit all of these by their stack size to stack size 1. And then we're going to limit you just like that. Actually, not even. We're going to limit you even more severely because I honestly don't need that many efficiency module 3s. I mostly need speed module and productivity modules, so we're going to limit that one a little bit more aggressively. We are going to need efficiency modules for other things, though, so it's good that we're going to have them. Hopefully that'll back up and overflow, and everything will be fine and dandy in the world. Yeah, 50 and 50 is fine. Let's just 50-50 all of those. You are going to need that. That's fine by me. Then you are going to need that, but you're also going to need speed module 2s. So let's drop in some of them as well. I only have one factory producing these, so I don't need that many of them there. And that should be fine. Then you guys need your materials. You need your material. You also need your material, but you also need speed module 2s, or efficiency module 2s, in the amount of 20. And that'll take care of everything. That should be enough because it's 2 factories, even with this one building. Yeah, that should be okay. Alright, so now we have started producing ourselves modules. It's going to be a long road. Like, a ridiculously long road to get to where we need to on these modules. This is one module 3 factory of each type producing, and they're not even moduled up themselves. Like, this is going to take hours upon hours to produce the amount that I need to make any kind of actual reasonable effect. And these factories aren't even actually really producing anything yet. Why you no red circuit yet? Why red circuit be problem right now? It's in the LogiNet. Okay, they're running. Holy shit, wait, what? That's why red circuit be problem right now. I'm just out of red circuits. Why am I out of red circuits? Because plastic. We don't have enough plastic to build at full capacity. That's one thing. So a huge portion of our red circuit production just isn't running. Because there's just not enough plastic coming in. Which also reduces the amount of green circuits we're using. So that's a good thing as well. And also because we're making blue circuits and using blue circuits pretty steadily right now. And those use red circuits as well. Okay. Alright. So we just don't have red circuits. Because we don't have plastic. So remember, guys, when I said not too long ago that it is going to be a priority of ours very soon to expand the oil production. Because we need more petroleum coming in if we're going to do more plastic. I need 14 of these plastic factories basically to keep up with this. Well, to keep up with a belt, I need 14 of them, and that's kind of what I want to feed that. So yeah, I'm thinking it very well could be time soon in order to do that. That's doing fine. This is full, and this, is it ever cracking? Yes, it does crack occasionally. So yeah, we're producing as much petroleum basically as we can right now, and we're consuming basically all of it. So yes, I think next big priority is going to be to expand oil production, specifically in the territory of petroleum. We got lots of space right here. We can literally just double the oil setup. So that shouldn't be a problem at all. Just build like a mirror of this almost and then just feed it in, and everything is good and dandy and all is well in the world. Except instead of feeding like the light and heavy into the system, I think what we're going to do, this is probably enough light and heavy here. Well, you know, maybe I won't connect light. Maybe I will connect heavy, just so that it has more in the system there. I don't know. I'll decide. Otherwise, we'll just crack it all on the second array and output it all into the petroleum storage. Because, yeah, that's kind of a big deal. But okay, we'll decide that in the future. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, to this episode of Factorio. I hope to see you again next time, where we solve, hopefully, this oil issue, as long as there isn't some other pressing concern. And I think the next issue is the oil issue. That way we'll be able to get better module production up and running, and all of that good jazz. Sorry, I'm just reviewing the situation here. God, look at the solar panels. Look at the solar panels. How many? 115. Wait, what? What? No way. Seriously? How much steel do I have? 67,000 still. Copper? 15,000. Okay, we are definitely depleting copper. 79,000 iron. Yeah, we are depleting these circuits at the moment as well, but, seriously, though? Holy crap! Yes, we have 119 of these solar panels already. That, 120. That's 1,200 regular solar panels, ladies and gents. That's nice. It's nice. 30 of these accumulators. It's going to take a while to get those all stored up. Let's just take a quick peek at our battery supply too before I call it quits. Yeah, might be going up still. Looks like it might still be going up or depleting. I don't know. Whatever. We are at 25,000 batteries one way or the other, so we'll see what we're at, you know, after like an hour. See how quickly it depletes. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. I hope to see you again next time. And I have been Liz. Ta-ta.